Nous allons diriger le pays jusqu'à ce que nous puissions assurer une transition sûre, appropriée et judicieuse. Nous voulons la paix, la liberté et la justice pour le peuple vénézuélien, y compris pour les nombreux Vénézuéliens vivant actuellement aux États-Unis et qui souhaitent retourner dans leur pays, leur patrie. Nous ne pouvons pas prendre le risque de laisser le Venezuela tomber entre les mains d'une autre puissance qui n'a pas à cœur le bien du pays et son peuple.
Doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people. We have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when he tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, you know, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States. And the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy. But instead, he wanted to play big boy. And so now, you know, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think the message here should be for the world. Look, the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office because it's not going to turn out well. And so I hope that, I guess that lesson was learned last night, and we hope it'll be instructive moving.
Welcome back to Newscope Daily TV. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always up to date with the biggest headlines from around the world and in-depth analysis you won't find anywhere else. US military operation and capture of Nicolás Maduro in a stunning and unprecedented move, USS. President Donald Trump announced that Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife were captured early Saturday as part of a large-scale U.S. military operation in Caracas. Trump described the mission as a success and a pivotal moment in U.S. foreign policy, one of the most audacious actions since the 1989 Panama invasion. According to Trump, the operation involved extensive airstrikes and special forces, and Maduro was flown out of Venezuela. The president said U.S. forces suffered no fatalities, though a few personnel were injured. At a press conference, Trump declared that the United States would temporarily run Venezuela until a safe, orderly transition to a new government could occur, signaling a direct U.S. role in reshaping political leadership in the South American nation. He stressed that U.S. involvement would remain robust, including oil industry participation, until the transition was finalized. Trump's justification and strategic rationale. Trump framed the operation in terms of counterterrorism, anti-drug efforts, and national security. He asserted that Venezuela had become a narco-terrorist state that posed threats to the United States and that Maduro had long evaded justice for alleged crimes, including drug trafficking, charges brought by U.S. prosecutors years earlier. Key points from Trump's statements: the United States acted decisively against a regime it deems illegitimate and harmful. U.S. Socavique. Forces are prepared to take further action if necessary and are not afraid of boots on the ground. American oil companies will help rebuild Venezuelan infrastructure and extract resources, which Trump said benefit both Venezuelans and U.S. interests. Time. This framing aligns with Trump's broader narrative of American strength and dominance in foreign policy, though critics have compared the operation to earlier controversial interventions. International and regional reactions. The world's response has been swift and polarized. European voices of concern have stressed respect for international law and the UN Charter, urging restraint. Latin American leaders have offered mixed responses, with some condemning what they view as an unauthorized foreign invasion and others cautiously welcoming the removal of Maduro. Russia and other allies of Venezuela have called on the United States to release Maduro and respect Venezuelan sovereignty. Venezuela's opposition, including Nobel Peace Laureate Maria Corina Machado, insists that legitimate leadership should transition immediately, though Trump has not confirmed support for specific opposition figures. Domestic USS. Political fallout. Trump's actions have sparked intense debate inside the United States. Republican allies have generally praised the operation as a bold move against drug trafficking and authoritarian rule. Democratic lawmakers have strongly criticized the action, arguing that Trump overstepped his constitutional powers and bypassed Congress. they warn of long-term instability and damage to the USS reputation. Analysts have noted that the move could reshape USS influence in Latin America, but also carry significant diplomatic and legal risks. What this could mean, experts are already weighing the broader implications. 1. Regional security dynamics. This marks the most direct USS military engagement in Latin America in decades. Critics fear it could trigger unrest, fuel anti-American sentiment, and destabilize neighboring countries. 2. Power vacuum and transition uncertainty. With Maduro removed and Vice President Delcy Rodriguez claiming authority de facto, the actual political situation inside Venezuela remains murky. The USS plan for interim governance raises questions about legitimacy, sovereignty, and future leadership models. 3. Long-term U.S. military presence. Trump's willingness to keep forces involved until a transition is secured sets the stage for a potentially extended American role, a prospect that has already drawn historical comparisons to past Middle Eastern and Latin American interventions. 4. Oil and economic interests. The focus on Venezuela's oil reserves highlights how economic motivations may intersect with stated security objectives. Trump's emphasis on rebuilding and controlling oil infrastructure could reshape global energy markets and USS Latin America relations. That's our comprehensive breakdown of President Trump's statement and the ongoing crisis in Venezuela. This moment could redefine international norms around military intervention and power transitions in sovereign states. Stay with News, Scope Daily TV for continuous updates as this story develops, and make sure you subscribe and share this video to keep your friends informed on the biggest global stories.